mind, body, and soul. Have me under control.
As WEFM, the clean, fresh sound.
And it's Tuesday, so that means the Searchlight midweek paper is out online. And the headlines are as follows. Saj Caesar tops a CPEA for 2025. Science whiz Rafiq beats out mom's expectations in CPEA exams. Former St. Joseph Convent Kingston student cries for help. Rotary Club shines light on health with successful obesity prevention glow run. From Bacchanal Bay to Victoria Park, Sokomanak finalists announced. Rose Place businessman with 38 convictions cries spite. Road rage lands bagger van driver in jail. SVG welcomes new British High Commissioner. Prime the Pump discusses use AI tools to make your hustle easier. Sandals Foundation gives computers and infrastructure upgrades to Leeward Primary Schools. Wall Street Journal invites Adam Stewart to join prestigious CEO Council. St. James School of Medicine campus to begin phase 2 of construction soon. And 3 teams secure doubles in 2025 National Netball Championships. Check us out online at searchlight.vc. Remember to check out our video stories on YouTube and download the free Searchlight app to access our e-paper and get breaking news and updates.
Listen all day, every day on your favorite streaming platform. The clean, fresh sound. Activated Mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
You are listening to the clean, fresh sound in the maddest place on earth. And that is none other than Vincyland. But we're mad in a good way. All goodness over here. This is our carnival season. So if you are listening, you've never been to Vincy Mass, boy, 2025 is a good year to start. 2025 Vincy Mass started with a bang and it has been going very well thus far. So you still have time. We have events coming up from Friday. We still have some of our biggest celebrations in July. We haven't reached July yet. We still have a whole week to go before we get to July, right? It will be a short week because time is going very fast, but that's okay. You can still come. I don't know if you get rooms. I think, who was it? Was it a minister? Somebody was speaking at something I was looking at, and they were saying how if you check for rooms and nail appointment, these salons and these places,
they're all booked.
Fully booked.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, these salons, I could definitely see that one because throughout the year, a lot of them, that's how they are. They're booked all 1 and 2 months in advance. They're fully booked, especially for some of these estheticians who are working alone. Mm-hmm. So they have to spread out. Yeah, so these people just be real booked out. And Vincy Mass, the girls got to get all glammed up, makeup artists, nail techs.
And remember, it was also graduation season as
and
well.
So yes.
Our friend Owen, we understand. You said you've been working around the clock for a while. So yes, all right.
Boy. It's not easy.
So we've been told that it was Ricardo Adams who said it yesterday.
Yes, yes, indeed. It was him. All right, then. So we're coming off of Vincy Mass for now, right? Roleza just mentioned something. She said it's graduation season as well. And we have something to ask. Remember, you can call us 457-9997. That's our WhatsApp number. That's our landline number. Call us to interact with us, okay? So this is what we're asking. So like how today is college graduation, right? Just imagine that your wife, and we're going to keep it specific to the female sex, right? Your wife is graduating from, let's say, nursing school or teachers college, or you know what, any one of the colleges, because she could have gone back to DAGS or DTVE to, get a skill or to do over a particular course, right? So your wife is graduating after all the turmoil, she had
So
to
we're talking to the men.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Females might bring it a little later. I mean, you can definitely contribute. We're not gonna say no, but here's something. So your wife is graduating from college. She done worked so hard, man. She done stressed. You saw her cry. You saw all that she went through, and finally, it's her big day. Yay! But guess what? Your sweet little baby girl is also graduating from, let's say, preschool, right? Sweet little baby daughter graduating from preschool today, and your wife is graduating from college today, and both graduation ceremonies are taking place at the same time. Which one do you attend? Which one would you go to? Because you could only go to one. Which one will you give preference to?
So flip it. If it was your spouse, you flip it. Your spouse and your son. Whose graduation would you go to?
Well, I will go to the spouse because listen, I'm gonna justify. if it's a preschool, we talk about preschool graduation. We're talking about like grade 6 and secondary school, right? Because it's preschool.
All right, we have a caller. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Yeah, I think last week you made an announcement from the carnival committee. They say if somebody calls on stage, you're gonna close down the event.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree with that. Them doing that. They should just remove that person, whoever the person that caused, remove them from the event. And let the event continue. They shouldn't punish everybody for that.
Yeah, but I think to be fair though, the police normally give instructions ahead of time before these events, so they know. It's not a case where police will just show up and tell them that. They generally know ahead of time that this is what the rules are for hosting or holding an event.
No, people. Okay, I gave some example. Sean Paul got arrested in Jamaica already at Sunsplash because he knows, but he decided to do it. The late DMX and 50 Cent. No, DMX, he gets arrested in both Trinidad and St. Kitts for causing. 50 Cent got arrested in St. Kitts. And Foxy Brown was taken off the stage in Trinidad, and Mad Cobra got arrested in Barbados for causing. They usually tell them ahead of time. But they still
right. So if you
still go ahead and do it.
Right. So if you tell them ahead of time and they still do it, the police has all right to arrest them.
Right,
especially for open air, events. If it's like in a club or something, well, things are just run wild in clubs. But if it's an open air event where this warning has been given ahead of time, then you can't fault the police for arresting anybody there.
Or if it's an open air event?
Yeah, open air event, because it was use of indecent language in public or whatever the charges. I don't know if the same rules apply to in a club, but I know that in a club
Oh, in a club they can't arrest them.
I've never heard of it personally. I don't know if there's a difference within a club, but I know for an open air event, then yeah.
Yeah. All those events were open air where they arrested the person.
Right, so that's probably why.
That's no problem. That's the law. That's
right.
The law. But I said don't close the event and let everybody suffer because of one person.
Well, I suppose
that's my point.
I suppose it's a message to both the DJs and whoever else, the hype man, whoever else, and the public. So yeah.
All
right. Later, Queens.
Right, and we're back. Well,
yeah, is you answering?
Oh yes. I was saying that I would choose the spouse.
Right, so we have another caller.
Okay, then.
Hi, Joshua. Morning.
Hi. Now I will attend my baby's graduation. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You see, my spouse is intelligent enough to understand that one of us, two of us, or at least one must be present at that special moment for the baby. He would understand, or she should understand that you only have one chance to make a good impression, and our children remember things. So it will be the baby. If your spouse is understanding, she will understand. And if you just permit me for a few seconds to revisit the issue of whatever you want to call it, beating, spanking, slamming,
disciplining.
Yes. Now, that does not change the behavior. If you would permit me, I'd just like to share briefly, I'd like to share personal stories. A few years ago, I was walking through Jane and Finch Mall in Toronto, and I saw this young lady. She stood there with her Hannah Kimbo. Do you know what that is, the Hannah Kimbo? Looking at me. And I thought she was looking at me because of my handsome face, so I felt a little bit uneasy. And then she looked at me, she said, "Sir, you're not going to talk to me?" And I'm looking at this person. Then I realized when I saw her height, I don't even think she was 5 foot tall. I remember that she was one of my former students. And as soon as I saw her, I stood there. My wife actually had to grab a hold of me because I almost collapsed. Tears started flowing down my cheeks. Because that young girl used to come into my classroom. By the way, someone inboxed me this morning telling me I have some nerve to talk because I ain't know nothing about St. Vincent. I was a teacher in St. Vincent for 10 years. 10 years. Now, this young girl would come into my class mornings, put her head on the desk and fall asleep. And I would get the letter strap and get a guy named Chico to chase her around the school to wake her up. I did that as a teacher, that sadistic act. And she looks at me, she gave me a hug, she said, "Sir, why are you crying?" I said, please forgive me for all that I did to you." She said, "It's okay, you made me a better person." I said, no, there's no way. What about what I used to do to you on mornings? She said, "I'll come into your classroom. You paid me attention, you gave me attention. Some Saturdays you would take me home with you. And when we had field trips, I couldn't afford, my parents couldn't afford, my mom couldn't afford it. You would actually pay my way." I remember all of those things. I am still in touch with that young lady. The second person, and I'll make it quick, the second person is, and I'll call her name because that's not the name she uses on Facebook, Aggie. Everybody was afraid of Aggie. Aggie said to me one time, "You put your hand on me, I got a stone with your name written on it." So I went to Aggie's mom and I said, "Listen, your daughter says she's got a stone with my name written on it." The mother said, "Well, if you said you got a stone with your name written on it, ain't nothing I could do." Up to this present day, I'm still in touch with Aggie. He no longer wants to stone me. He is now a very successful business person in Richland Park. So for those of you who didn't know that, Aggie was the one who wanted to, with a stone with my name written on it. Last time I saw her, I wanted to ask her to give me the stone, but I wasn't too sure how she'd take it. Now the other one
How
is
should I give it to you?
I took my wife to Richland Park because I wanted her to see the school that I went to. And as I was walking along the street, I saw this young man, shirtless young man, with I never seen that thing so big in my life, two big Dakin and a machete. When he saw me, he ran towards me. He tossed the machete and the Dakin aside and held on to me and he started hugging me. He said, "Sir, this is your wife? This is your wife?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Mom, you see this man here? He was never in the theater." And I still didn't know who the guy was. So I asked, "Who are you?" "You learn, this, sorry, ladies, this guy turned his back. And I saw scars, some bone scars on his back. Right away, I had flashback. He watched his siblings burn to a crust, and he was able to climb through a window. You know that young boy returned to school. I never taught him, but I used to go to rescue him when the teachers would beat the taillights out to him because he was dunce. Could you imagine the trauma this guy went through? And then he came to school to be abused by some sadistic teacher. And he remembered that. He said to my wife, this guy used to come and rescue me. And he used to take me down to the house on Saturday and Sunday, carry me to Sunday school. But I was never his teacher. And he remembered those things. So I just had to share this. So to the person who say I should get a life and I don't know nothing about St. Vincent, man, I was a teacher for 10 years in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And I'm still very passionate about St. Vincent. And Aggie, please save that stone for me, but not to use on me. And to my other friend, I don't know whether she's in Canada or St. Vincent, but I know she listens to your radio station. I'm still very sorry for what I did to you. I have to sign out now.
All right.
Have a good day.
You too, Joshua. Bye.
Okay, then. That's it. Back to me.
Yeah, no, it's something what Joshua said. Yeah, I wonder if that thing would have your name written on a stone is a Vinci thing. Because I showed somebody else on the wrote that this morning. Quite sure somebody else wrote that this morning. I have your name. I have your name with a stone and one was Vinci. But anyhow, yeah. All right.
All right. So I was justifying whose graduation I would attend. And I was saying that I would attend this spouse because I think for college or university, it's a much greater achievement that you're probably not going to get to attend anything for them again. That may be their last graduation, especially if they're finishing up their degree and they're not going to do any more studies. And it may be something that they've been struggling to achieve over the years. And I think that adults and the children in primary school, so from primary school, you have that understanding of the work that you're putting in for a particular reward. You're graduating from preschool. It's preschool. It's like, I'm going to be at your whatever other graduation, whatever events you have in primary school, your other achievements. I'll be there when you graduate from grade 6. I'll be there from secondary school, onwards, I'll be there. But the preschool thing to me is like, you can skip over it because yes, they'll remember certain things, but for me, I don't think it is as significant as a tertiary. If you're comparing it to the tertiary level, I don't think that particular stage would be as significant.
So if it was all right, so yeah,
stage.
You have a problem with preschool graduations. I hear you.
I didn't say that exactly.
No, but I've heard people say they don't understand why preschool children having graduation.
Oh,
yeah, I've heard some person say that before. I actually have pictures from my my preschool graduation. Yeah, that's
wow.
But anyway,
wow.
So if it was a secondary school or tertiary, and it was clashing with your husband's graduation, whose graduation would you go to?
I think I would go to the child's graduation, but definitely find somebody, to make sure they're there with the spouse as well, so they're not alone. Hopefully there may be other children or a brother, sister, mother, father, somebody.
Okay.
Because at that point in the child's life, you need to know that, somebody is here for you. Because at that stage, you can definitely understand the support of your parents. I mean, the little babies have some sort of understanding in their, according to, age appropriate. But for that particular level, I think you have much more understanding of the support of your parents and well-wishers.
Well, I'm going to my child's graduation, right? Because man come, man go. My child would always be there with Bobby, all right?
Okay.
And once that child recognizes that I'm always there to support him or her, then yeah. Not to say I love my husband, not to say I'm going to be proud of his accomplishments and his achievements, but I'd rather show up for my child.
All righty then. All right then. Well, there you have it. You've heard from us. Whose graduation would you attend? Are you attending graduation today, by the way? What time does that start? Is it this morning or this afternoon? I did not check. Okay.
Coach Collins. Let's do this for a second. Hey, Coach, good morning.
Good morning, Dianna. Come on, Dianna. You have to go to the child. You have to go to your child. Come on. The grown man or the grown woman supposed to know that little baby depending on one parent to show up for him.
Yeah, but
you can't leave the child hanging. And doesn't matter that you don't think you trust me. There's certain trauma that is happening in your life that you think you don't know where it comes from. Those are where sometimes the things come from. That you don't have a clue where it came from, but those traumas are deep. You have to shop for the child. That adult person supposed to know. The child come first. I'm sorry, wife, or if you have to say sorry, husband, for your side, you have to say sorry, husband, but I'm going by my child. You can't leave the child hanging.
Okay.
Trust me.
Okay. Or carry the child to the graduation with you.
Depending on what time.
One or the
What
other.
time, yeah.
Yeah. You go to the child graduation and you all meet up someplace, some restaurant, take picture between the two and you and all you all have good time.
Let me tell you what happening here. Let me tell you what happening here, right, Kojo? So Dianna is going to stand firm and support her husband, right? Because when it comes to old age, it will be she and the husband. The child might be somewhere else in a whole nother country, so she's standing by her husband regardless. Because it's two of them till death do them part.
But that child might have been the one to stick around, but because of what she do, the child may say, "Oh, mommy, you abandoned me, but I'm sticking around." I think in this case you have to deal with the child.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Kojo.
All right, then.
All right.
And I think with that, we can end our discussion right here. So if there are no responses, that's it. We are going to head out of the talk segment. That's it, right?
Well, you asked my graduation today starts at 2 p.m.
Okay, then. All right.
Please be seated by 1:30 p.m. For those of you attending, please be seated by 1:30 p.m.
1:30 normal, 1:30 world time, not Vinci time. Not Vinci time.
What is start on time here in SVG? Like, name one thing. Boat ferries, maybe. Like when they say they leave, sometime. You know what? Let me think on that. Persons, this is our thing for today, right? What actually starts on time here in SVG?
Walk.
No, right? You can't say walk neither. All right, so think about it. What actually starts on time?
Oh, wow.
Right, we ended with that.
It's now 7:46 and we are going to head into our community dateline for today. We're